Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Cool Intelligence Sports Podcast Show. Hey, if this is your first time checking me out, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I believe I'm like somewhere around 5 or 6 subscribers from 1,000. We're pushing towards that goal. Like, get these likes up, push me into the algorithm so we can get some new people added to the Goon Squad and we can continue to grow this channel. But first, before I get into the Saints game, I got to show some love to my alma mater, Southern University Jaguars. I got to do it, man. I got to do it. Southern University Jaguars, we are the SWAC Western Conference champions. Oh, yeah. So, Southern will be playing against Jackson State. Y'all remember Jackson State, right? The team Deion Sanders used to coach. I think I might need to remind some people because they've pretty much forgotten about Jackson State ever since Deion's been gone. But for my Jaguars, December 7th, we're going to get that SWAC championship. And then we headed to Atlanta, baby. We headed to Atlanta. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get off into this Saints game. The Saints today beat the Cleveland Stains off the Browns. Beat them cleanly. They ain't got no more brown stains. Cleveland is out of there. They are 2-8. I don't wanna like, get over, exaggerate this win or whatever, because the Browns are the Browns. The Browns historically have been bad, but this year they're even worse. Deshaun Watson is a disaster. He got hurt for the year, but he wasn't working well with him anyway. Jameis Winston is out there, ex-Saints player who got done dirty in New Orleans by DA. The man was the starting quarterback. He blew out his knee with Sean Percocet, Then he come back after Sean decides he wants to quit on the Saints. He's the starting quarterback. He injures his back against Atlanta. And then, he's not playing well. He's hurt. He's injured. After the man overcomes the injury, Andy Dalton is still the Saints quarterback. Now, that ain't right. That ain't right. We've seen twice that Derek Carr has been injured on Dennis Allen's watch, right? On Dennis Allen's watch. And get his starting job back. Now, I understand that Derek Carr is a $50-some-odd million quarterback. The Saints are paying him. But at the same time, Jameis Winston was being paid a pretty penny too. And Andy Dalton stayed with the job. And he was a loser. Let's not get it twisted. He was a loser. But anyway, Jameis Winston comes back. His revenge game. He throws 395 yards today. Yeah, Jameis Winston threw for 395 yards today. I want y'all to let that sink in. Derek Carr, who played well, I'm not going to say he did not, that he ain't do this, but he played very, very well today. He only had 248 yards passing with 2 touchdowns, no intercepts. Jameis Winston also threw 2 touchdowns, no intercepts. So, it's kind of a wash. It's just that Cleveland defense is worse than the Saints defense. That's what it really boiled down to. And they got players over there. Myles Garrett, did he play today? Talise Fuagua put Myles Garrett on a milk carton today. Now, which is crazy because if I'm Cleveland, I'm moving Myles up and down the line. And Myles going to end up on Trevor. Like, I don't understand. Like, that wasn't smart. I think Myles can play either left end or right end. He better be able to play either or. You're paying him that much money. But anyway, that's their problem, not our problem. We had LSU people in the building, Grant Delpit out there, talking to Tyron and whatnot, mouthing off. We had some Louisiana boys in there that Cleveland has names. They have names. The players and the coaching is terrible, but they have names. But it was a tight game until the fourth quarter. It was 14-14. And then the Saints took off on them, scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. Dustin Hopkins is probably going to be fired. Ex-Saints kicker. He missed 3 field goals today. 2 of them chip shots. The Browns are probably playing a different game if he makes those kicks. Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill had a monster day. Monster day. Hey, look, the Taysom Hill beat the Browns by himself. Let's be honest. The man had listen to this. Listen to this, because this is what it is. The man had 7 rushes for 138 yards, a 19.7 average, 3 touchdowns, 75 yards being the longest. He also had a 33-yard run. He also chipped in with 8 catches for 50 yards. Now, he did have the fumble on one of his catches, and he did throw an interception. Ill-advised pass. He threw it into triple coverage, probably feeling himself. By that time, he had already had one of his rush touchdowns, and he was playing out of his mind. So, that's one of the moments where you put too much dip on your chip. But I ain't going to hold it against him, because he definitely made up for it the rest of the game. The Saints defense came to play today. They did. They came to play. Demario Davis looked younger today. I don't know what it is, but he looked younger today. He should have had the interception, got the little tip in the end zone. He's probably trying to tip it to himself, but the ball went somewhere else. But he looked young today. Ugo Amadi is playing very well in the slot. Very well. Alontae Taylor, look, Alontae Taylor's hit or miss. This is my opinion. My opinion. I think the Saints play way too much man defense. Way too much man defense. I'm going to say it again. I think the Saints play way too much man defense. And it burns them at times. I'm talking about 89-yard Jerry Jeudy, Jameis Winston to Jerry Jeudy for a catch. Alontae Taylor's playing trail technique, goes for the intercept, sticks his hand out to try to tip the ball. You got to know, man, you already trailing the man. Just go for the tackle. Just go for the tackle. You miss on the interception, and Jerry Jeudy is out the gate. Who was on the injury report, by the way? They say he had a knee injury or whatever, but I couldn't tell. The man was out of there. He looked like Alabama Jerry Jeudy. So, I just think the Saints play way too much man for my taste. And, even when they play zone, they were playing the little cover 2 zone, and Elijah Moore and Jerry Jeudy a couple of times found that little soft zone in between the cornerback and the safety on the cover 2, and Jameis dropped it right in between it, and it was catches for first downs and whatnot. But they just could not get into the end zone. Dustin Hopkins could not make a kick, and, they only come up with these 14 points. It is what it is, But all in all, I think the Saints played a very, very, very great game today. It is, like I said, it is the Cleveland Browns. They 2-8. So we're going to see, the Saints got a bye week this week, so they don't play anybody immediately. The Rams come to town after that bye week. We're going to see what the Saints are able to do with this man defense with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford coming to town. If they don't put the nuts and bolts and the wrenches on that to get that tightened up, it's going to be a long-ass day. I'm telling you now. Very freaking long. It might be a shootout. And I don't know, shootouts and Derek Carr just don't go well together, because he tends to start pressing when you need him the most. He doesn't necessarily step up to the plate. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I see. So we had to fire DA for Marcus to get some touches, because he was here with DA and he wasn't getting the ball. Now, I understand the one game he did start, Chris Olave was in the game, then had to go out with the concussion and whatnot. But we can use some of that with Marquez going into next year. Mickey, get it done. Now, I know for my Saints fans that's thinking logically, thinking with their brain, they saying, man, why are we winning these meaningless-ass games? Why are we winning these games when we already up there in the top 10? All we're going to do is fall out of the top 10 with these games if we keep winning, killing our draft stock. I get it. But the Saints are a professional football team. They have to go out there and try to win. Now, if they're playing a team like Cleveland Browns, trust me, if they would have lost to Cleveland today, I'll be on here yelling, screaming, cussing, and all kind of stuff, because there's no reason you go out there and lose to a 2-7 team. Now, I get it, we was only 3-7, but the Browns are playing a backup quarterback. The Browns are playing like they don't even want to be on anybody's sideline right now. They just want the fucking season to be over. And then we go out there and play a dead man walking ass team and lose. So trust me, I would be upset. I just want to see the Saints win. I've said that for the longest. I just want them to win. When they lose, I'm telling you, my week is not the same. The water don't taste good. The food is bland. I seem to just be walking in a haze, a fog when the Saints lose. So for the last 7 some odd weeks, I was around here just depressed. I'm glad to see them win these last 2 games. Now, we are on a winning streak now. We are on a winning streak. First winning streak we've had since the first 2 games of the year. Now, I ain't got to tell you, I know you're in there happy. You just, ready for the season to be over. That's fine and dandy, but the Saints need all the wins they can get. Now, look, we still going to be somewhere around 10, 11, 12, 13. We still going to be in there. You get some good players right there, right? The last time we was in that range, we came away with Marshawn Lattimore. That was the year we were really trying to get Patrick Mahomes, and Kansas City leapfrogged us and got him. Right? So we still get up some nice players right there. As Joel Embiid said, trust the process. Now, Jeff Ireland, you got to do your job, and you got to scout and get some better players. You got to get some better players. Because if you don't, and you end up giving us some more Peyton Turners, you're never working this league again. I'm saying it. You're never working this league again. Or at least I hope not. But anyway, let's welcome back Eric McCoy, people. Eric McCoy showed up today for the first time since week 3 and played and did very, very well. And the Saints offensive line looked like a different product. I knew he was probably going to play when they let Connor McGovern go, who didn't, I ain't going to lie to you, he didn't do a bad job. He did well enough to, sustain this thing. It's just that, we went with the better, Eric McCoy is just the better player, So we get him back this week. He goes on a bye week. Then when he come back against the Rams, he should be a little bit more, less rusty. I didn't see any rust on him. I ain't see him miss no blocks or the offensive line look crazy. Derek Carr was only sacked once. He wasn't really under any pressure. Myles Garrett, like I say, was on a milk carton with Fuagua. I guess Talise walked into the French Quarter and, showed him, hey, man, you want some out the French market? You want some of these beignets? Because he was nowhere to be found between the hours of 12 p.m. and 3 o'clock. So the Browns may want to look into that, may want to file an APB, make sure that, Myles get back to his family in Cleveland. Yep. That's what happened. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But this has been another episode of the Go Intelligence Sports Podcast Show. Once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Look, back to the Southern University Jaguars. We coming for that SWAC championship. Jack State, get ready, because we bringing nothing but drama. You understand me? We're going to bring that drama come December 7th. You better be prepared for it. This has been another episode of the Go Intelligence Sports Podcast Show. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to share with me today, and I appreciate you for that. Until next time, peace. Oh, one more thing. When y'all seen the King last night, y'all seen LeBron? I know y'all seen it because he played the Pelicans, so I know y'all seen it. The King, the greatest, the GOAT, out there balling, hitting game-winning shots. Man, LeBron, don't do that to him. I know you're going to see this video, LeBron. Stop doing that to people. Them people got a family, man. They got a family. They don't need all that in their life, bro. Stop doing that. That's not right. Until next time, again, peace.